Microsoft Excel 2003 overview. In this video, I'm going to overview the difference between Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Word. I'm going to show you what we do with Excel that we cannot really easily do with your Microsoft Word. To begin with, this is your Excel interface. This is the way it looks. Now, for the benefit of those who do not understand or who do not know how to open your Excel, you have to go to your start menu. This is your start menu. Then you go to all programs. You see Microsoft Office on your system. Then click on it. Then you see Microsoft Office Excel. If you're using 2003, you see 2003. If you're using 2007, you see 2007. If you're using 2010, you see 2010. Now, we're using 2003 for this video. Now, this application or this software we're using is called Excel, and this is mostly or popularly called spreadsheet. Now, one thing you see is that everything is in column. This is column A, this is column B, this is column C, this is column D, column E, column F, column G, column H. Now, does it end at Z? No. If I click on next, for example, you see it goes to column AA, column AB, column AC, column. Now, if I click on next again, when I reach column AZ, where is it? AZ, I have column BA, column BB. You know how many how many cells I could actually have. Now that shows you how wide you can actually type your work in Excel. Now we have row. This is row 1, this is row 2, this is row 3, this is row 4, this is row 5, this is row 6. The same thing happens to the row. You can go as high as any number you want to go, you understand? So it doesn't really have any limits. Now, one thing you need to know in Excel is that if I click on this particular point here, this is called a cell. This cell actually have its own name. Is in row H, and I'm sorry, is in column H and in row 14. This cell is called H14. You can see the cell name here. This is the name of the box, H14. Do you see that now? H14 in this point here. If I click here, this is cell D21, so you can see the name here as well. Then if I click here, you can see this is L30. So if I click here, what is the name of this cell? The name of the cell is C9. If I click here, what's the name of the cell? The name of the cell is O3. If I click here, what's the name of the cell? The name of the cell is F32. Do you see that now? And if I click here, for example, what is the name of the cell? Correct. The cell name is I36. Now, one thing about your Excel spreadsheet is that it has title bar, just like in Microsoft Word, where you have the title of your document, where you can minimize to the tax bar, where you can restore and maximize, where you can close. It has the menu bar, your file menu, view menu, and so on like that. It has your standard bar. This is your standard bar here. It has your formatting bar. Now you can as well bring out your drawing bar, just like in Microsoft Word. To bring out the drawing bar, you go back to view, you go to toolbar, you can say this is drawing, and there comes your drawing bar. We won't be needing drawing in Excel, so I'm going to have to go back there. I'm going to uncheck that particular point, that particular toolbar, that will go away. So all I need basically is my menu bar, my standard bar, my formatting bar. Now another thing I need to tell you is that this particular set, this particular cell here, or this section here, is called your formula bar. Whatever you write in this cell is being written in your formula bar. If I write, for example, if I write here by selecting this cell C7, and I write products, as you can see in your formula bar you have products. If I click outside, you don't have anything in your formula bar. If I click in the cell again, you have what I have in the formula bar. I can actually edit this particular cell by clicking on it, or by selecting the cell and come to the formula bar and editing it. Either way, I can actually edit it. So it depends on how you want to edit your cell. You have to click on the cell, then ensuring that you see the cursor before you type, because if you do not see the cursor and you type, it wipes off everything you have in the cell. So understand that. Now, another thing I want to overview is that in Excel we have data menu. In Microsoft Word we have file menu, we have edit menu, we have view menu, we have insert menu, we have format menu, we have tool menu, we now have table menu. Let me show you. Alright, you can see in Microsoft Word we have table menu. We have file, edit, view, insert, format, tools, table. But in Excel we do not have table, rather we have data menu. Now that tells you that Excel basically it's used for data. Now another thing I need to show you is that we have auto summation here, which we don't have in Word. We have sorting here, we have our charts, we have all those things as well in Word. But basically, what do we really do with our Excel? Excel is actually used for data. For example, if you want to keep a record of the products and services which your organization actually offers or is selling, uh, the best application to use to keep record of all the products is using Excel spreadsheets. Instead of creating a table in your Microsoft Word using table, Excel already has everything in rows and in column. This is row this direction, and this is column this direction. So Excel already has it as if everything is already tabularized. You understand? So instead of having to create all this table in Word. For example, if I go to Word and I go to table insert, I'll just say okay, I want to see 20 column, I want to see 15 rows. Once I say okay, that's what you see in Word. But already in Excel, everything is already there for you. Now, another thing I would like to say is that what else can I do with my Excel? You can do a lot of things like calculating. You can calculate anything you want to calculate in Excel. Now, for example, can't I calculate with Microsoft Word using my calculator? Yes, you can calculate in your Microsoft Word as well, but you need an external calculator to do the balancing. But in Excel spreadsheet, I'm going to show you in the next video or in some of the as in the video how to calculate with your Excel using a formula. Now, by the time you make any changes to your data, automatically it changes your answer. I'm going to show you that in the next video. Now, Excel is used for record keeping, is used for as anything that deals with data, actually, you understand, for record keeping of whether numbers or or names, anything you want to just keep in your Excel. So in this video I'm going to show you how to use your Excel to manage your school record or your school database. I'm going to show you how to use Excel to actually manage your stock database as well. I'm going to show you how to use Excel to calculate anything you want to calculate, basically, even if it is going to be a loan, for as in you obtain from a bank, or a loan clients obtain from your institution. Anything you want to calculate, I'm going to show you how to use Excel to do the calculation without having to use a calculator externally. Now, lastly, I need to tell you that Excel is actually very useful in case you want to narrow down your search of a particular name. For example, if you have been keeping record of the name of students who have been registering in your institution, and let's say, for example, in a university which has been created since 1920, and the university has been created since 1920, and they've been having several candidates who have been coming into the school as their student, and have been passing out year after year, year after year. They have different sets, different session, different sets, and everything. Now, since 1920 to present date, definitely you'll have actually have more than 10,000 or hundred of thousands, even up to a million students that have actually enrolled in the school, that have actually finished at the institution. Now, it is possible that the student name be found. For example, if I want to find a particular name like Adeyemi, Adefemi. Now, those kind of names like Adeni, Ade this, Ade that, or Olua this, Olua Femi, Olua this, they are very popular. Or Rosemary, Kecharon, those are very popular names. You might actually have those names repeating themselves. You understand, in the institution, like having something like There's some rare names. There's some rare names like Jezebel, like Nebuchadnezzar. Those are rare names. You understand? Like um, there are other rare names, but there are some popular names that you might actually have in the school. I can remember when my mom was in school, she happened to have someone who was actually having the same name she was having, Abosede Ajayi, and they were both in the same class. Now they had to give them a number, Abosede Ajayi 1 and Abosede Ajayi 2. You understand? Because that's the only way they can actually separate them. You understand? That's going to make it distinguish. Going to distinguish between the first candidate and the second candidate. Now, imagine in a school where you have actually about a million students. Definitely, you might actually have names repeating themselves. And if you want to actually look for names, you are going through a list of 1 million students, for example. Now, that might be very tedious for whoever has to search through the name. But one nice thing with Excel is that you can actually use your filter, which we are going to look at in in the future video. We're going to use our filter to actually sort out the name. It's going to narrow down the search, only gives us what we're looking for. We can sort it by the name. We can sort it by the sets. We can sort it by the year. We can sort it by so many parameters. That's one nice thing to us to narrow down our search to a certain level, instead of us having to scroll down the list of a million students, scrolling down the list of a million students and start searching for the name one after the other. We just use our search bar to search for the name. And that doesn't mean you cannot actually find using find in Excel, I mean in Microsoft Word, using find to find a particular name. But since it's in a tabularized form here in Excel, it's a lot easy to use your filter. At the same time, if you're actually printing a student record, for example, after the first semester exam in school, uh, if the result is being posted on the wall. Now imagine if the names are not arranged alphabetically, you actually find it very tedious to actually locate your name. You see the first number one A, number two, as the name start with A, number two start with K, number three start with A, number four start with Y. As in you'll be confused trying to look for your name. Let's say in a list of like 200 students. But if the name is arranged alphabetically, you know how to easily locate your name from the lists. Now, those are things I'm going to show you how to do with your Excel spreadsheets. Now, I hope this overview actually puts you through a lot of things you're going to see in your spreadsheets, a lot of things we're going to be working with, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.